The gathering storm. Earth's colonies burned as the Zorgon warships bombarded them from orbit, the alien reptiles laughing as they reduced humanity's fledgling civilization to ashes. The proud reptilian warriors had always viewed the primates from Earth with scorn and derision. But they did not know Earth's secret, the wormhole where humanity's most advanced ships lay hidden, waiting to strike. Captain James Hawkins stood on the bridge of his dreadnought, the Relentless, staring into the swirling portal that was their civilization's last hope. His fleet of sleek, deadly warships was armed with Earth's most cutting-edge weapons and technology. It had taken decades of covert research and trillions of credits to assemble this arsenal in secret, while the nations of Earth feigned weakness. Now, the very survival of the human species depended on Hawkins and his ships emerging from the wormhole in a surprise attack. If they failed here, the rest of humanity's colonies and Earth itself would fall. Their people would be enslaved or exterminated under the merciless talons of the Zorgons. Hawkins gripped the arms of his command chair, knuckles white, as he prepared to give the order to advance into the unknown. This was their last, desperate gambit. There would be no second chances. Meanwhile, in the heart of the Zorgon Empire, Emperor Orcs lounged upon his massive throne, his black scales glistening under the crimson lights. The reptilian ruler's eyes narrowed with malicious glee as he listened to the string of reports detailing the destruction of the human colonies. He reveled in the devastation, confident in his empire's overwhelming superiority. But as Zorks planned the final assault on Earth, he was unaware of the storm gathering on the edges of his domain. Hawkins and his fleet were about to spring a trap that would shake the galaxy to its core. The calm before the storm. Captain Hawkins stared into the swirling depths of the wormhole, his heart pounding in his chest. This was it, the moment of truth. Everything humanity had worked for, all the sacrifices and secret preparations, had led to this pivotal point in history. He gripped the armrests of his command chair, his voice steady and firm as he gave the order. All ships, on my mark, engage wormhole drive. Now, the fleet of human warships, each one a sleek marvel of advanced engineering, leaped forward into the crackling vortex of energy. Shimmering tendrils of light enveloped the Relentless as it hurtled through the wormhole, the ship groaning under the strain. Hawkins clenched his jaw, praying their gambit would work. If the Zorgons detected their approach. Suddenly, the kaleidoscopic light show of the wormhole vanished, replaced by the starry void of space. Gasps echoed across the bridge as the crew took in the sight before them. They had emerged in the heart of Zorgon territory, right on top of the enemy fleet. The bulbous, spiny shapes of Zorgon warships filled the view screen, the alien vessels painfully close. Full scan, now, Hawkins barked. Tactical, stand by on all weapons. The crew scrambled to action, fingers flying over consoles. Multiple capital ships detected. Sir, the sensor officer called out. They're powering up weapons. Hawkins growled. Time to hit them hard and fast. All ships, engage the enemy. Fire at will. The human fleet surged forward, lances of searing light erupting from their advanced beam cannons. The Zorgon ships were slow to react, their crews still scrambling to battle stations. Explosions blossomed along the hulls of the alien warships as human weapons found their marks. Their shields are down, the tactical officer crowed. Our new quantum torpedoes are punching right through. Hawkins allowed himself a tight smile. The eggheads back on Earth had outdone themselves this time. The counterattack. Emperor Orcs slammed his fist down on the armrest of his throne, his black scales rippling with barely contained rage. What do you mean the humans have attacked our fleet? How is this possible? He roared, his voice echoing through the obsidian halls of the palace. General Krath and Dr. Zolog exchanged nervous glances, both acutely aware of their emperor's legendary temper. Krath stepped forward, his scared face set in a grim expression. Your Eminence, we have received reports that a large human fleet emerged from an unknown location and caught our forces by surprise. They have inflicted heavy casualties. Zork's eyes narrowed to slits, his clawed hands gripping the armrests tightly. And how, pray tell, did the humans manage to assemble such a fleet without our knowledge? Have our spies and informants been sleeping on the job? Dr. Zolo cleared his throat, drawing the Emperor's piercing gaze. Sire, if I may, I believe the humans may have discovered a way to harness the power of wormholes. It would explain their sudden appearance in our space, as well as the advanced technology they seem to possess. The Emperor's scales seemed to darken even further, his anger palpable. Wormholes. You're telling me that those primitive apes have unlocked the secrets of the universe before us. Zolo swallowed hard, his voice trembling slightly. It would appear so, Your Eminence. The energy signatures we detected earlier near the Orc cloud may have been the result of their experiments with wormhole technology. Emperor Zorks rose to his feet, his massive frame towering over his advisors. This is unacceptable, he bellowed, his voice shaking the very walls. I want that human fleet destroyed, and I want it done now. The battle for Earth. Back on the Relentless, Captain Hawkins watched as the Zorgan fleet crumbled before the might of humanity's surprise attack. The Zorgan command ship, a massive dreadnought bristling with weapons, was now a burning wreck, its hull torn apart by quantum torpedoes. Their command ship is breaking up, the sensor officer reported, excitement coloring her voice. Cheers erupted across the Relentless's bridge as the Zorgan flagship exploded in a brilliant flash of light, the shockwave buffeting the nearby ships. Hawkins allowed himself a moment of satisfaction before turning his attention back to the battle at hand. The Zorgans were in full retreat now, their formation crumbling as human ships harried them from all sides. Sir, incoming message from Earth, the communications officer called out, his face pale. The Zorgan fleet has been detected entering the solar system. ETA to Earth orbit. 30 minutes. Hawkins felt a chill run down his spine. They were running out of time. He leaned forward in his chair, eyes hard. Signal all ships, mop up these last few stragglers, and then set course for Earth, maximum speed. We've got a homeworld to save. As the Relentless leaped forward, chasing down the last of the fleeing Zorgan ships, Hawkins could only hope they would arrive in time. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and failure was not an option. The final stand. Emperor Zork stood on the bridge of his personal flagship, the Indomitable, his eyes blazing with fury. The humans had caught him off guard, but they would soon learn the folly of their actions. He would crush them beneath his heel, and make them beg for mercy before snuffing out their pathetic lives. All ships, prepare for battle. Zork snarled, his voice filled with venom. We will meet the humans head-on and show them the true power of the Zorgan Empire. The Indomitable's engines roared to life, propelling the massive warship toward the human fleet. Zork's mind raced as he planned his next move. The humans had proven themselves formidable, but they were still no match for the full might of the Zorgan war machine. Target the lead human ship, Zork ordered, his eyes locked on the Relentless. I want that vessel destroyed. The Zorgan fleet surged forward, their weapons blazing as they closed in on the human ships. The Relentless shuddered as a barrage of plasma beams struck its shields, but Hawkins remained calm, his mind focused on the battle. All ships, return fire. Hawkins commanded, his voice steady. Concentrate all firepower on the Zorgan flagship. The human fleet responded with a fury, their weapons lighting up the darkness of space as they unleashed a devastating barrage on the Indomitable. Explosions erupted across the Zorgan warship's hull as the human weapons found their mark, but Zorks refused to back down. The turning point. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the human fleet was gaining the upper hand. The Zorgan ships, though powerful, were no match for the advanced technology and tactics employed by the humans. One by one, the Zorgan vessels began to fall, their hulls torn apart by the relentless assault. Sir, the Zorgan flagship is heavily damaged, the tactical officer reported, her voice filled with excitement. Their shields are failing. Hawkins allowed himself a grim smile. All ships, Focus fire on the Indomitable. Let's finish this. The human fleet poured all their remaining firepower into the Zorgan flagship, their weapons cutting through the ship's armor like a hot knife through butter. Zorks watched in disbelief as his once mighty warship was torn apart around him. "No, this cannot be." Zorks roared, his eyes wide with rage and fear. "I am the Emperor of the Zorgan Empire. I cannot be defeated by these apes." But it was too late. With a final, deafening explosion, the Indomitable was consumed in a massive fireball, taking Emperor Zorks and his dreams of conquest with it. Victory and consequences. As the last of the Zorgan ships retreated, limping away into the void, the human fleet regrouped, battered but victorious. Captain Hawkins stood on the bridge of the Relentless, looking out at the wreckage of the once mighty Zorgan armada. The battle had been won, but at a great cost. Many brave men and women had given their lives to secure this victory, and the galaxy would never be the same. "Send a message to Earth," Hawkins ordered, his voice heavy with emotion. "Tell them, the Zorgan threat is over." As the crew celebrated their hard-fought victory, Hawkins knew that this was only the beginning. The Zorgans had been defeated, but there would be others. The galaxy was a dangerous place, filled with powerful empires and ancient threats. But humanity had proven itself, and they would face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and determination. The Relentless turned back toward Earth, the shattered remains of the Zorgan fleet drifting silently in its wake. Humanity had won the day, but the cost of their triumph would echo through the galaxy for generations to come.